Welcome back. Well, last hour he was the chef that sings. Now he's the singer that cooks. Eric Himan back in studio with us, and after waking us up with one of his songs, he is now making a breakfast treat for us today. Obviously, you share a passion for both music and food.
Yeah. Well, there's creativity in both.
Creativity in both.
Yeah.
One is a profession, one's a hobby, or...
Well, my music is a profession for the last 11 years, been independent, touring around like crazy, and then a few years ago, I decided to take piano lessons, something I've never done, and take cooking lessons, which I've never done. And there's just fun with food, getting to play with it, learning the basics of it, and then what you can do with it. It just fueled me to start my own online cooking show called Trial and Eric.
Oh, cool.
And then I started doing cooking segments in Tulsa, as well as, well, now here, thanks to you guys.
Now, do you have a favorite food that you like to cook, or...?
I like to take big dishes and make them smaller.
Okay.
And just so you have like a bite of everything. I love appetizers. I love doing stuff like that. And that's why a dish like this is great, because you can just have one without having like a whole stack of something.
Sure. And so what are we making today?
So today we are making chocolate-covered cherry skivers.
That sounds awesome.
Skivers are Danish pancakes, and they're like almost the consistency of like a jelly donut.
Okay.
But you can put whatever you want, and I love this because you can personalize it to whatever your tastes are.
Okay.
So what we start with is flour, sugar, some baking powder, 2 eggs, and milk. And I think you guys will have the recipe on your site, but it's basically like a cup of flour, a cup of milk, half a teaspoon of baking powder, a teaspoon and a half of sugar, and then a little bit of salt.
Okay.
So you mix that all up, or if you're really quick and really, well, not the opposite of daring, you just go by Bisquick. And you put that together with whatever it says, just to make it easy. You can use whatever pancake recipe you want. But what we're going to do is, you get it nice and hot, and you take melted butter, and you kind of just wipe it in there, just oil, something so it doesn't stick to it. And these pans you can get anywhere. It's an skiver pan, and as you can see, they have like these little wells in there. So what you do is you find out whatever ingredients you want to put in there. You can put jelly in there. You can put Andes candies in there. Anything in chip form you can put in there that you like. And so today we're putting in maraschino cherries that I have cut up, as well as mint chocolate chips. So what typically you do, you put in your butter, and then you're going to add a little bit of this and get your pan nice and hot.
Okay, I want to see how much you put in there.
You put in just a little bit.
Because that can be deceiving. So we're going to start with that.
Oh, it can be very deceiving. So you put in a little bit of that, and while it's hot and while it's cooking, you take a little bit of maraschino cherry, throw it in there. You take a few of these chips, you dump that in there as well. Again, if you have jelly, just a tiny bit of jelly, and just throw it in there, and immediately pour it all the way to the top of the well.
I see. So you go kind of halfway.
Yep, so it's all in there.
So it's all mixed in.
So when that side ends up cooking, you take either spoons or you take chopsticks, which is really funny. Because it's hard, because you'll find that one side of it will cook like this. And to cook the other side, what you're going to do is just flip it over. And it doesn't matter. They're very easy. Even if you feel like you're messing up and you're getting pancake everywhere, it all cooks. So it's all good.
It all comes out the same.
It all comes out the same, and then when they're done, you just drop them over into a bowl or into your plate, just like ready to eat. But I like to take it a step further, and I like powdered sugar. Like there wasn't enough sugar in there.
Add a little dressing there.
So you add a little powdered sugar to the mess, and they just end up getting that really nice, like donut-y kind of thing.
That looks great.
Yeah, so you got your chocolate, your cherries, and then you can add, you know, your maple syrup or anything like that.
Awesome. Thank you so much.
Thank you for having me.
Remind everyone that Eric will be performing tonight at Rusty's on 7th and Trinity for his music act. So thanks for joining us this morning.
Hey, thanks for having me on.
Great.